Hit for my wins, I need my ends. This life is real, and play pretend. Came out the bench, I get it in, I get it in, I get it in. Hit for my wins, I need my ends. This life is real, can't play pretend. Came out the bench, I get it in, I get it in, I get it in. I'm on my job, I get it done, but you should know that. Shine like a sun of 101, you should know that. I get the front and in the back, you should know that. No need to stun, it's never cap, you should know that. All I know, 10 toes, never fold, bang roll, on the go, ice wall, ice wall, ice wall. Hit for my wins, I need my ends. This life is real, and play pretend. Came out the bench, I get it in, I get it in, I get it in. Hit for my wins, I need my ends. This life is real, can't play pretend. Came out the bench, I get it in, I get it in, I get it in. I miss my baby, so I hit them on the FaceTime. I need it all for them, so no, I cannot waste time. Facing these oceans, feel the water on my waistline. We trust the process and I only know it takes time. You can get it, got no worries, I'm gon' make mine. Going global, I'ma get it out the state lines. Paying taxes at a more than what you make now. Different bracket, eating off a different plate now. For my wins, I need my ends. This life is real, and play pretend. Came out the bench, I get it in, I get it in, I get it in. And for my wins, I need my ends. This life is real, can't play pretend. Came out the bench, I get it in, I get it in, I get it in.
Trade another day.
You know what?
For real, 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 really real, really real, really real, really real, for real, for real, for real, for real. Plain Jane on my wrist, for real. LV on my chick, for real. Waco taking risks, for real. Went through hell to get to this, for real. I'm not puzzle making lists, for real. I stay low and stack my chips, for real. You keep looking for a flip, for real. That's not wealth, that's rich, for real. For real, 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 for real. Really real, really real, really real, really real. For real, for real, for real, for real. No liens on the whip, for real. I get bored, I take a trip, for real. Take a loss, I never trip, for real. Been in shock, I'm not a lick, for real. Don't trust the soul, it's on my hip, for real. Make a move and you get hit, for real. No pictures by the crib, for real. Can't let them know just why I live, for real. For real, 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 for real. Really real, really real, really real, really real. For real, for real, for real, for real. Plain Jane on my wrist, for real. LV on my chick, for real. Waco taking risks, for real. Went through hell to get to this, for real.
Good morning all. Yes sir, hope everyone is well, hope everyone is good. All systems go here. Let's see what we have for London. Good morning, good morning. Muted? Am I? Yes, I am. Thank you, thank you. So let's see what we have on the news front here. Today we have ADP. It's going to be important to look at ADP, to be honest. They're expecting 7K compared to 42K. Let's see some of the more forecast here. Actual came 42, forecast shit. They forecasted 52K and it came back by, yeah, it's super inaccurate. Whoever's doing this job needs to be fired, and they need to hire me and pay me at least $50K a month. And then I can give them more accurate numbers. I think that would be better, you know? Help traders, help people, because this is ridiculous. How can you predict 99K jobs added, but it comes back at minus 33K? Please explain that to me. Please explain how you can forecast 99K jobs to be added, but it comes back minus 33K jobs that's happened. That makes absolutely no sense. I swear he's just guessing. 100%. So ADP here, they're expecting numbers to come back lower, so job market to struggle a little bit. Now, if job market does struggle a little bit, what we're going to see is the rate cut bets continue, which is kind of what we hinted at yesterday, which is why gold recovered some of yesterday's downside move, if not most of it, to be honest. Now we're in an interesting spot, because since we recovered most of the move, do we want to continue down? Bias says yes, but price action and fundamentals kind of are pushing back against that. So let's go run some of the markup here. Daily time frame closing bearish now, but leaving long rejection wick from daily retest. So are we going to wick fill, or is this going to be maybe a little bit more upside, right? So tough to kind of figure that out fully, right? Now, if we're looking at 4-hour time frame, again, 4-hour closing back inside the range also makes it tough to say full upside makes sense, right? This makes it looks more like downside price action, right? We have this 4-hour resistance right here, and we are basically rejecting twice from this zone here, which is that 429 level coming from our major 450 rejection zone. At the same time, we can argue towards the downside. We've had multiple rejections to downside. We've held a lot of supports. We are kind of like in this zone. So if we're looking at 1-hour time frame, we are holding 1-hour support right now as we speak, and we're currently trying to form a little bit of a change of structure, which would be nice for upside here in 3 minutes, right? If we could break out of this range, maybe we try continue some upside. Problem we have here is bias. That is the only problem we have, because a break of structure here would be nice, but ultimately maybe it's a setup for this, which I would prefer, which kind of what happened yesterday, if you remember. We're in a pretty similar spot to yesterday. This is where we were trading yesterday. This is where we are today. So if we can do what we did yesterday, pull back a little bit to create resistance, that would make sense. It would also follow the bias. So that's one option. But even if it's going to do what happened yesterday, there was still a buy option to get back up. And this is the problem I'm having. Now, if we try breakout here, below the lows, maybe I want to see some 5-minute structure. I don't know if I fully trust a breakout in London to just dump through these lows and continue. Totally possible, but I'm definitely going to be more on the aggressive side. Big clue is going to be, how does this 1-hour candle close? If it closes like this doji, pretty useless close for buys. If it closes bullish, it's going to give us some more confidence to be okay with those buys. So it's going to be very dependent on what we're going to do with the close here. 15 seems like it's rejecting, but 2 minutes stuff can change. If we're looking at DAX here yesterday, we had a very positive London session. Liquidity grab followed by a beautiful continuation. New York flagged off here. My plan was to buy above here in New York, and we have just continued with that. Nothing has changed. We ended up ranging yesterday. We had some speeches going on and we ranged. Now we're creating a very interesting pattern here. This pattern is definitely a nice accumulation. A nice accumulation for potential upside, right? So why do I like these patterns? Well, I like these patterns for one reason. First of all, an accumulation before our trading session is always a nice thing to have, an accumulation, right? Because if we're gonna have an accumulation before we trade, it's always gonna give us, you know, some sort of resolution. The second thing is we have equal highs basically, and we have these rising lows here. So if I were to draw a line, you guys can see where's like just a random line. Where's my random line drawing? There it is. You can see here we're trying to squeeze price. Price is squeezing, right? You can kind of see that. We're getting tighter and tighter. Eventually, we're going to resolve this range. We're going to resolve this range. And if we can break, and this is more bullish. Why is this more bullish? Because we are not really having as much descending highs. You see, it's very little descending highs compared to how aggressively we're creating higher lows, right? So a resolution towards the upside is not crazy. With daily time frame here closing bullish, still not reaching daily target. With 4-hour time frame closing bullish, not reaching target yet. It is starting to paint the picture of a potential upside continuation today, dependent on London volume. If London volume can come today, like it did yesterday, we should be able to see a very similar move. And hopefully for us to get out of this range. If there's no volume and we maintain in this range, then that's your answer given. But for me, I have one plan and one very, very simple plan, which is based on bias, based on everything that's given in front of me. I am going to look for a breakout buy today. Regardless if it fakes out, I just feel like there's too much confirmations not to give it a shot. And yes, I can get messed up. And then again, I look bad on stream and then everyone starts, you know, crying and everyone just doesn't. But today is a day where I have a lot of confirmations here. What do I have? I have yesterday giving me a similar pattern of breakouts. I have proof that price has broken out. Second, I have daily candle closing bullish, not tap target. Remember yesterday's daily candle closed bearish. Third, I have 4-hour candle now closing above structure and we're breaking high. Fourth, I have this accumulation here, which is more of a bullish accumulation as we're doing higher lows. Fifth, I would have a breakout. So for me, and massive LTA here. So for me not to take this position, I find it a little bit difficult, regardless of outcome. Regardless of outcome, today there seems like too many opportunities and reasons to get long that I don't really want to miss. Now, how will I end up missing this move? Multiple ways. First way, I don't find a way in. Second way, just blast through, which kind of first way covers. Or I see something that just doesn't allow me. Yeah, it's only way I miss this move is if there's no way to get in. So it doesn't mean I'm going to take a random trade and just trust bias. Because we could just end up breaking structure here and failing. And starting to go towards the downside and makes everything boring. Right? Now, another plan I do have for today on DAX is actually to buy one of these pullbacks. Something like this. If it pulls back again and comes maybe down into these 36 levels here, and we start to leave 36 levels, then I would be happy to hold that and try get the one that actually breaks out and be part of a bigger move. But where we are right now, we're not in a pullback phase. We are you know, we're basically towards the highs. And that's basically the plan. That's the plan for today. 1-hour candle did end up closing bullish as well. So let's see what ends up happening. Okay, let's check gold here. I was looking at the price, but I want to see how it closed. Yeah, closed weak bullish here. Not the best candle close to scream buy, especially with bearish bias. And obviously we're not breaking this 50-minute structure. So if we are going to take a counter bias buy, I would like to see a strong 50-minute candle close outside this range. Preferably above 10 level. I want to see it above 10 key level. If we can get above 10 key level, let's put this at 10 actually. So if we can get above 10 key level, I'll probably look for a buy. If not, then sells are going to make sense, but we need to see how the bottom wicks forms. And that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it for today's analysis. Hopefully we can get that idea play out on DAX, would be nice and be the idea of the day. We'll see here. We're trying already on 5-minute. Problem is 5 minutes different here. 5 minute is a bit different at the moment. Wonder if this was an option here actually. Closing above like this to go filled into here. Yeah, fill the 15. Wonder if that was like a sneaky option we could have pushed. Just noticed it. There's a gap on gold. Depends on your broker. I don't have a gap on my broker. Don't know where your gap is. But not for me. My gold chart looks like this. So pretty much the same, except this is a 5-minute though. Just gonna consider that. This is a 15-minute. I have Chekawanda. I'm just showing you what I have, man. I don't really don't know what to tell you, man. It's not like I don't believe you, bro. It's not like I don't believe you. Steven is not friends with GU today, I can see. Yeah, that's not very friendly. Wow, GU is rallying, huh? Close eyes, press buy type scenario. Those are quite annoying. Did you not even have this nipple? I mean, this is not enough time to enter. That's the only problem with those nipples, right? Is yeah, it's a wick, but by the time you enter, it's here. This is not a gap. This is a resampling. I'm scared of counter bias because in backtesting it will hit more SL than TP. Yeah, I don't like counter bias as well. I mean, we don't have counter bias on DAX today. That's not counter bias. Just gold buys would be counter bias. I mean, we could also wait for it to set up for the sells and just take the sells. But, you know, gold can be a little bit funny like that. If you watch the analysis, I explain why. Recommend to give a watch to Euro NZD in the morning. Yeah, it's been moving nice recently. During the year, it's not always like that, but recently it's been doing well. Clean setup too, that nice rejection. Very clean. You take that? Three pips of spread, I can't. Damn. Yesterday's US 30 trade ran hot. Yeah, it was a clean trade, that one yesterday. I enjoyed that. Send the plans. Executed on the plans. It's nice and simple when you do that. Sent it here, this one. Waiting now for possible S5. Boom, it came, and you buy. Hopefully this 5 can close bearish, next one above. Then we have structure. I understand your analysis, bro, but I'd rather miss a move than taking a loss. Yeah, I'm not saying that we should jump into buys, but what I'm saying is that's the only way we can justify buys. Otherwise, you would not justify buys on gold with counter bias, in my opinion. Because the big question is, why are we creating supports? Why are we not moving down? And if this closes above in 5 minutes, why? If current 4-hour closes bullish, then we can counter bias. If current 4-hour closes bullish, you won't be counter bias. You'll be following bias. The 5 must have closed bearish here, yeah. That's good. Do an analysis on GJ? Yeah, while we wait, we can have a look at GJ, bro. That's a bit of a consolidation here at the moment. I don't really like that. But let's see from daily what we did. So daily is closing bullish here. Nice support candle on daily. 4-hour closing bullish above. Yeah, I feel like GJ, you just want to be trading more on higher time frame here. This buy here yesterday was a good buy if you're up at that time, Asian. And then now there's a potential breakout if we were to break above this high. Yeah, it's pretty good if it was to break out on like a 1 hour or 30 minutes, something like that. Not even 30, 1 hour you would need. Preferably in this scenario, you should, it would be better to look for a pullback to continue. Like buy off this, buy off this, buy off this, especially when we're in this like choppy, rangy. But I would try stay off the 15 minute on, only use 15 as confirmation on GJ right now, because if you're doing like these tight 15-minute trades, it's just a lot of BS, you know? You can see here, we break through the 15-minute low, now we're continuing back up, so you get stopped out. Sorry, like that. So, you know, you see here, look at this, breaks below previous 15-minute low, then look at this one, right? This one here closes above, then comes down first, then continues. Switch to a 1 hour time frame, there's none of that mess. Even if you're taking 1 hour breakouts, you can be putting stop loss a bit deeper. Take you longer to get to TP for sure, but it does give good confirmations. Aloha, I was thinking the same for gold. Nice. How much RR you held? I just set it as a profit target. Yesterday I traded those on evaluations. I was working on getting max funded with Top Step. What do you mean by max funded? It basically means that you only allowed 550k accounts. So now I have 550k accounts. They don't allow me to trade more than 550k accounts. So 250k is their max funding on the 50ks. But they make more sense for withdrawals. I'll post a video this week. You guys will see the video. I walk through every single trade, how I did it, how many accounts I bought, all of that stuff. I think that's the biggest problem is these guys, they don't show how many accounts is bought, you know. Might be closing above here. Let's see, 23 seconds. It should be good because I walk through each trade. That's another thing, man. I see a lot of people, they show all of their accounts and they don't show the trades, man. The trades is what matter. Sometimes some of these guys you see in one day, they have like 50 trades. And for me, that seems a little bit off. If you have 20, 30 trades a day, it's a bit off. Like my average trades per day was 1. It was me yesterday. Damn, bro. So we closed below here. So do you copy, change your 5 accounts or do you trade individual? Yeah, you just copy them. 750k is max. I even got 500k. Depends on what size your accounts you buy, bro. You can only buy 550k accounts. You can check that. I don't make the rules. I mean, you can buy unlimited, but in terms of having active, it's 5. So no close above here. How you got 5 accounts open at the same time? Yes. No, it does not, man. Depend. Cut it. Cut what, bro? You said max funded? Yeah, max funded with 50Ks. I cannot get more than 550Ks. So I'm max funded with 50Ks with Top Step. I don't understand. How are you placing orders all at the same time? Oh, it copies them, man. It's very simple. It copies them. Gold is in consolidation? It is. It is in consolidation. So yeah, my process is obviously I wanted to build my my funding. Obviously, I've been trading personal, so building a bit of funding. It's first step. That's not max funded then? It is max funded for 50Ks, yes, but it's not max funded if I were to buy the 150Ks. Those are the biggest accounts you can buy. So if you had 5 150Ks, you'd have 750K allocation. But if you're max funded with the 50K account size, yes. So each account size has the max funding you can acquire. Can't see the image, man. It says temp input. Please check what you sent, Kyle. It says temp input 7 CBDA. I don't know what this is. Asking if this counts as... Which one has daily support? Where daily open counts as support. Daily open. Which one? You mean in general or in what consensus? You mean like this here, daily open? Sometimes it uses it. Yeah, sometimes price does use it. It's not typically a massive support, but yeah, it does sometimes use it. I always have it just marked. You actually on TradingView settings, you can have the setting that puts it for you. How long do you look at the charts before finding a good setup? Depends. NY session could be an hour, maybe 5 minutes, maybe 3 minutes. London session is changing quite a lot these days. So sometimes trades come earlier, sometimes they come later, or they come at this time. So for me, I always have liked to set myself a 2-hour window. That has been the best long term. But I feel like in London recently, you kind of want to make your trading time a little bit longer. So setting alerts could be beneficial. You can extend it to maybe 2 hours before London and 2 hours after London. So you have a 4-hour, you know. See where this 5-minute resistance is up here. Okay. I have a question related to the SAS5. Ask now, afterwards. Do it afterwards, man. We can go into depth about it. I mean, it's a simple question, then of course you can ask now. If it's something more complex, we can go into it afterwards. Are you trading gold today? Yeah, why? I mean, once it gets out of the consolidation. Gold is going up. It might go up. Problem is bias is bearish, so we might have a similar scenario to yesterday where we do go up, that sets up for sells. I wonder if the breakout trade on gold is going to work, because it would make sense bias wise to take a breakout trade. Is this enough liquidity is the question. In typical fashion, yes, should be enough. But in practice, we don't know yet. The only thing we can base it off is data. Data and experience, but I don't know if they're the same thing. Because you can collect data without having experience. Do you know that? So the application of the data is more important than actually collecting it. Collecting it gives you ideas. How you apply your data is very important. Very important how you apply your data. How do you know enough liquidity is captured? Well, you never know. You never know, but as long as there's some sort of structure formed, then you can, you can say that. Hi bro, did you get the news? Isaac Hadjar got demoted to Red Bull for 2026. What do you mean demoted to Red Bull? He wrote demoted. Who is he replacing? Yuki? And where's Yuki going? Yuki is gone now. Apparently it's just his car. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get how. I just don't get how. Like, all of these drivers can drive, right? But what makes... You know, what makes Piastri fast? What makes Norris fast? What makes Verstappen fast? It's a car. They allocate Verstappen's driving a much better car than Yuki. If you gave Yuki Verstappen's car, I think he does much better. Gold 50-minute sells. Yeah, we're closing here in 4 minutes as well. I mean, there's a 5-minute breakout option right now if you trust the 5-minute. Oh, actually, no, that doesn't count. We have this. Makes it a bit tough for a 5-minute breakout. So I prefer 50-minute close below. If you're going to go with the breakout. Five-minute close below on futures. Yeah, if it's below on futures, then you follow the futures chart. That's the way I like to do it. And if you trust 5-minute breakouts, it is an option, yeah. If your plan is 5-minute breakouts. Without having a 1-hour candle closing bearish, without having the 30-minute candle break structure, I want to see a 15. I don't know, bro. There's an art of not slowing down. Yeah, I'm not saying that he's going to be as fast as Verstappen, right? The way that you trail break, it makes a massive difference. Like, you know, where at that speeds, 1 millisecond on each corner is going to make a difference in terms of trail braking, when he's coming off the brakes, when he's coming on the brakes. Like, it's speed in racing is from the braking, not your accelerator pedal, you know? Like, I'm constantly on track. I'm trying to understand and try different trail braking technique, when to coast. There's so many different things, you know, how you want to come off the brakes, because you rotate the car with the brake pedal, right? You don't want to add more steering angle. If you add more steering angle, you start to push the front, right? Understeer. So the key is to get the car to rotate with the brake pedal. Too much brakes, you actually make the car oversteer, right? The back will start to kick out. Why? Because you're putting the weight over the front. Too little brake, you're going to start pushing the front. You're not going to get the rotation. Just the right amount, you know, then you need to find the fine balance where it's enough, but then you're not compromising speed through the corner. It's a crazy, crazy combination. That extra bit of talent is amazing when everyone is such a high level. Yeah, that's my point. There's such a high level already. There's such a high level already that for people to have that slight edge is even more impressive. But my point is, if you put, like, let's say even at the high level, if you put Verstappen in McLaren's car this year, I think Verstappen just, you know, is unbeatable. He wins everything. You know, I think like it's just gone, everything. That's my point. Like, a car does make a massive difference. Like, look at Hamilton with Ferrari, man. I mean, that's a disaster, man. I don't know why he didn't just come out, you know, get out while he's on top. "30-minute candle close above here as well." Ferrari is the driver's dream. Is that why he did it though? For that driver's dream? Trying to close above here on DAX. See if we can go, close above. Gold as well is having the same setup towards the downside. Had my eyes on DAX. This is a setup I've been looking at since the morning, if you remember. If we can make a top wick would be great and not just fly. Stop here would probably run on the 5 below the structure. Oh man, no top wick as well, huh? Wow, these markets are a little bit interesting, man. No top wick on and no bottom wick on gold. Very interesting that. Gold does have bottom wick on broker though. Man, I didn't calculate my lot size for gold. I was really looking at DAX here for buys. Maybe I have enough time to calculate, what is that, 50 pips here? Because the lot size is so different from gold to for 50 pips all the way down into there. 5-minute structure we don't have yet. We have this range. How many other people have bottom wicks? Okay, so we do have, yeah, so I'll give this a shot, breaking the low. Stop above there. I can optimize stop loss to this high as the maximum for stop loss, which is not really that optimized, just above here. All right, there we go. These wicks here. On my broker, we tap those wicks. I'm gonna move stops to break even here if this 1 minute and it's close. So I'm looking at this 1 minute structure. It's literally, if it breaks its own high, the 1 minute, I'm gonna be out. So now it's flip bearish, we're okay. So yeah, breaks the 1 minute high and then I'll be out. So let's see if we can continue, because this is a breakout. We don't want to get lost in the source here and then get stuck in breakout. So let's see if we can just hold this a little bit more. If we can break this 1 minute structure. So let me show you. Yeah. That 1 minute high I need to respect. So if we can break this 1 minute structure now, we should continue down. If not, then it's going to be a break even, the break even tap for me. A tap break even for me. That's me out. Breakout trade, I want to see it push directly. I don't want to hold through a pullback. Breakouts, we need to play a little bit different here. So about 19 pips here. Not enough for TP for me on 19 pips. But with how it's been recently on breakouts, I rather look for a pullback and get back in a different way where I'm not being selling at the lows. You know? So that's my plan. That's why I get out at break even and nice and clean there. So yeah, learn from yesterday, not really marry the position. It's boring. It is boring, but this is why I'm uncomfortable with these drawdowns in these type of conditions, because it just doesn't seem to continue if it goes back in drawdown. It's something that I've learned in London. If we're gonna try a breakout, if it doesn't continue, then we don't see that continuation immediately, and then it's better off, you're better off to try find a position, right, from the pullback. So if I can find a way to get in, even if a 5 minute retest and a 5 minute bearish, I'm better taking then the sell up there like this, put stop loss above here, and then hold that sell. It's just been way better. It's just been way better. Yeah, this can retest here and my whole overall idea can play out eventually over time. But with a breakout, it's just been the case. And I would rather be safer than have to hold through this drawdown, hoping that it makes resistance. Right? The only time I'll not be able to re-enter now is if we get a big candle that moves down just like this. Big candle moves down like this, then again, I'll have to enter maybe around the same spot again. Which is not that bad to enter around the same spot. You have a little bit more confirmation. The retest is done. But if we get a big FU candle, then you're not going to be able to enter on the idea again. But I'd rather be out of the position than have to sit through this right now and be like, I hope there's a resistance that comes. Because you can see how aggressive the 1 minute is pushing. That's why I wanted to see this structure respected, because if we had volume, we're just going to do this. Remember, this is a breakout of our range. We've been ranging all morning. There should be a resolution, pretty heavy resolution. We shouldn't need to see it come back in the range. This, what it's doing right now, is not healthy. And this is the problem, is London is liking to go up a little bit. But what it's doing now can give me an opportunity to find another sell back down. That's the cool thing about it. So there will be a potential re-entry option. DAX here. DAX no top wick, even on broker. Hey bro, which setup is a thunderstorm? It's basically a setup 3 with a setup on the 5 minute, with a setup 1 on the 15. I caught some of it. I mean, if 20 pips is enough profit for you, then yes, but 20 pips is not enough profit for me, unfortunately. So if you were happy with 20 pips, then good on you. You make 20 pips profit, you're happy. But 25 minimum before I even consider doing something. And I don't even like 25 pips profit with a 50 pip SL. It ain't great, man. I'm telling you that much. After breaking that 1 minute low should be good. Yeah, it was looking good. Tap key level for you. Yeah, let me see on broker if it did tap key level, if the wicks lined up with that. 220 was my level it tapped before coming back to entry. Do you like Fortnite? No, I play Counter-Strike, man. Fortnite is like, you know, need to play a little bit better game, which is going to be Counter-Strike. So yeah, I'm happy with the decision. Although I would have still survived this pullback, no problem. It's just very uncomfortable. I'd rather be out of this drawdown. I mean, remember where I put stops, huh, guys? I put stops here. 49 pips. That means I'm holding 43 pips of drawdown, and I avoid that from one quick decision. And this is really what's been going on these days with London. When you try to get the breakout. New York, this would be on the floor. You get that volume. But now everyone loses sight because they're like, oh, no breakout. Now we can look for this to be the pullback to now get the entry to continue down. That's the exciting part. Why in December a lot of double fake out happens? This been normal in London, man. This has been normal in London to have this. This is why I was hesitant on a breakout and said I want to be aggressive. It's not. I'm actually interested in DAX here. If DAX can do a 5-minute business and get a 5-minute above here, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go for action. Full action. Let's go see Steven's pain. He's feeling a bit better now, Steven, huh? Would you've got 1-to-1 though? Maybe it feels worse. 9 pips for, yeah. 1-to-2. That's the thing, it looks deceiving, right? Guys, I life heavier than Harry. Problem is he can't spell. That's the problem. Problem is he can't spell. Like, he knew it was such a lie to tell that he lifts heavier than me that God actually made him type life instead of lift. Like, that's how much of a lie it was that he couldn't even type it. The universe didn't allow him. Do you understand the difference? Nah. Too late, man. Universe protected. Yes, S5 US 30 buying from London lows was valid. Yeah. Took that trade, right? Took that trade. Where's my chat? This one. London low liquidity grab was nice, man. London low. How is my DAX doing? Let's have a look. Coming back in the range. London open 15 minutes. Let's see. These days, too many losing trade in breakout. I feel anxious. Yeah, that's why you need to be aggressive. Bro, I was only using 20% of my true power. Let me find some sort of screenshot that I can put of how 20% of your true power looks like. Let me see if I can find some screenshot to see how 20% of your true power looks like. Now he's cooked, man. Let me show 20% of true power. Your friend has a gym in the house? Yeah, my friend has that gym in their house. This is his 20% of power. That's how he looks, 20% of power. So be careful, man. Be careful. It's a sick gym, huh? She did an amazing job building it, man. Hi, how often do you get able to get over to the track and put in some laps? I do it once a week, man. How much to build one? Like $200K. Yeah, once a week, try to get there. Excuses, bro, excuses. What the fuck, $200K? Yeah, man, look at the size, bro. You see the equipment in there? All top stuff, man. All top stuff. People would think I'm not natural. Yeah, but they think I'm natural. See, that's the difference. So they think I'm natural and I'm stronger. It was proven. Do you go for running in the morning? No, I don't go for running in the morning. I don't run because I want big quads. You understand? Quadzilla I want. Quadzilla. And if you run, you end up looking like pencil neck. Actually, there's a balance. You could have sick quads and run. The only people who have good... No, that's only one part of their house is that. So that's in the front, in the garden. You want to hear the real flex? The real flex is they don't even own that house. So they don't even own that house. Yeah, rugby players, but that's different because they strength train. And it's not like... Yeah, but rugby players are like... it's more explosive running, you know? It's not steady pace running. You know, if you think about rugby players, very explosive. Sprinting. You watch Coach Greg? I've seen him before. Of course I've seen him. Yeah, sprints. I mean, if you look at a whole rugby match, they're running a lot of kilometers. But how those kilometers are made up, it's kind of like HIIT, high intensity interval training. And that is proven to preserve muscle mass. It is proven to preserve muscle mass. So if you think about it, maybe they do 5 kilometers, 6 kilometers of running, but it's high interval training. They're like heavy sprints, or maybe they're in a scrum and they're full pressure on quads, you know? Yeah, he's renting, man. He's renting. So that's a flex to build that while you're renting, because if they move, you know, if they move, you demolish half the gym, only take the equipment. And the cool thing, it's a woman who did that, so respect to her. Let's catch up on gold, see if it's making its way back down. It's trying. So we want to see how we can look to capitalize on an entry from that. DAX looks like it might be cooking for London Open. I quite like it actually. If we can get back above here for London Open, check this zone out. You want to sell in 202? 202. Yeah, a little bit late. If you can get in earlier, would be better. Like I always would like to get in earlier. What is the running cost? Cost of what? Monthly maintaining cost. Monthly maintaining cost of what? Sorry, bro. There's a good your mom joke in that question for sure. No, I think he's asking about the car. That's what I think. Or maybe he's asking about... I don't know. Yeah, tracking a car is not cheap, man. Tracking a car is not cheap. Tires, especially if you want to do events. Every event. And that depends how many track days you do between an event. Time attack event, you need to put new set of tires. Brake pads, alignment, the actual track days themselves. I'd say fuel is a small cost, but is a cost, right? Because on a track day, you'll go easily through 3/4 of a tank of gas. Went to a car show here in Doha a few weeks ago. Some absolute banger OG Porsches. Nice. Didn't you go to F1 this year? Remember you mentioned last time. How was it? It was sick, huh? It was a great race, man. Big setting up nicely for Abu Dhabi. I tried to get tickets for Dubai. I don't know. I don't know if I can get tickets for the one in Dubai. I just cannot justify. I cannot justify to pay to go by myself, huh? This is the real. To go by myself, I cannot justify paying $8,000. I just don't think it makes sense. It doesn't make sense, dude. Do it for the vlog? Bro, what am I supposed to do with $8K in a vlog, man? For 1,000 people to watch? It's bad by myself, man. I want to go. I like the experience with friends. That's more what F1 is for, you know, for me, is to go with someone and enjoy, you know? You barely get to, I mean, you get to watch the race better on TV than you do in real life, you know? Too much is going on. Cars passing you and you're watching far from a screen, and it's more about the vibes, you know? Yes. We can chip into a ticket and thank you for your teachings. No, that is very, 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 very kind of you. But it's not more the money. It's more about you're paying that for one day. Is it going to be worth it if you don't know who's going to be there? If you're going to vibe, you know, you don't want to make it a bad experience. So I rather just go with a friend when they're ready. So yeah, DAX is dropping. This could be okay to create support to continue up in London, remember? We talked about how every time we pulled back, we're still continuing this upwards trend, right? We haven't broken that yet. We haven't broken this upwards trend. So we could easily come back somewhere around here. and then find support and continue back up, which is the exact zone we drew this morning, somewhere inside here. And we can find ourselves back towards the upside. So we have to see London open in 5 minutes here. If this closes weak, then we could just look straight back for buys on breakout trades, close above for buys. Gold is just being a little bit nasty here. But again, this 5-minute candle is showing nice rejection. 1 minute has very crazy structure at the moment. 1 hour time frame looks like it's going to reject potentially. This is the tricky thing, so close to London open. You don't know what that 1 hour is going to do right now. One thing going through my head right now is with this top wick and no bottom wick, if it flips, breaks the low, I feel like we get a bit of a quick push here. It's very close to the 1 hour open is the only problem. So how we manage the top wick on the 1 hour is going to be the question. And the other problem, we just broken 1 minute structure here. Notice coming too early in London is not helping because of low volume. Yeah, I mean, yesterday NY was a lot of fun. I mean, again, just needed to be at the charts 30 minutes and we kill it. Don't forget, guys, today we have NY session now. What time do you do NY room? It's about 7 p.m. We do about 15 minutes before NYC open. They had Supercross in Abu Dhabi. Did you go? No, I didn't see that, unfortunately. In January, we're gonna have a lot of Carrera Cup and the Dubai Autodrome 24-hour race. That's a blast. I love that. That is pure motorsports craziness, man. 24 hours going around a track is impressive, man. Car runs all day going around and around and around and around. Why do these days people are using the filter? The cars look like they are in a game. They look like they're in a game. All right, London Open here in 10 seconds. What are we guys saying? Quickly in chat, 10 seconds, right? Up or down on DAX? Quickly. Let's see it. Let's see if Bram is right. Bram was super fast to make the decision. What about nothing? That's weird, man. Normally we see some action, man. Come on. What about nothing? Wow, that's very interesting, man. That's a long time since I haven't seen London Open do pretty much like a normal candle open. Exactly like a normal candle open. Maybe it will kick in. Watch, watch. What did you say? You said up. Okay, it's working so far. If we can close this candle like this, I'm happy to take buys. Up, here it comes. Now it's waking up. Can we see a move above the highs? Then we can look for buys. See, that rhymes. A move above the highs and we look for buys. Yesterday London session. Liquidity grabbed first. Then flipped. We liquidity grabbed first yesterday's London. And then we went bullish. So we don't have that today, but the difference is yesterday's London was starting from a high. We have a bit of a pullback right now. So can we start to get above the range? How did gold do here? Yeah, gold is just kind of trying to chug its way back in the range. Very nasty, no continuation. So we're just creating that higher low. Remember I talked about the 1 minute higher low? That was the one. That's the one that made it hard for it to continue down here. Boom. 1 minute high low. Then we started to chug up a little bit. Made it hard. So let's see what DAX does here. 3 minutes for the 5 minute to close impulsively. Can I take anything? No. 1 hour candle closed bearish in the range. 30 minute candle closed bearish in the range. 15 minute same story. 5 minute candle bearish is what will doji. But no, I can't really take anything impulsively myself here just yet. 1 minute time frame I could take something, but I need to see structure. Those are my rules. If it just breaks the high and blast, very hard for me to get in. Maybe the only way in would have been on a 4-hour time frame trade. But that's easier in hindsight than obviously now. I want to mark this level here. This is the level I had some concern about. Potentially. So a lot of wicks come from this level previous time. Kind of looking that as a target for the day. Until proven otherwise. Target of the day until proven otherwise. See if we close above or below. Again, the problem here is going to be stop loss, right? If we run stop here, it makes no sense. If we can get a deep bottom wick, we can be aggressive and use that stop loss. Something like 20 points, maybe even 15 points would be enough. Break even here and then see if we get the continuation. We could try a 1 minute as well. This is going to be we need to be very fast for the 1 minute to work out. But let's just wait till it close and then I'll make a decision. She is pushing a bit. Oh, that's unlucky. So the 1 minute time frame did have a bit of a setup, but it was so close to the 5, I didn't want to just rip it. Sometimes you can push these trades here, stop loss here, 10 points gives you... Ooh, yeah, it wouldn't have worked anyways. Wouldn't have worked anyways. Look at this, guys, look at this. This guy in YouTube chat just came in YouTube chat and typed yellow 7. He didn't even check what's the stream about today, what trades we're looking for, what's the plan. Didn't even say hello. Just joins the chat and just types yellow 7. Good morning, yellow 7. He's ready, locked in. He's locked in. Full gambling? Well, he's not putting money on it, so it's not technically gambling. You're not putting money on it. Give him some slack. Man, gold, if this closes a 15 bearish, we have option for sells. Otherwise, it looks a bit sleepy. It would be a beautiful sell. We'd have a 5-minute break of structure. We would have a 15-minute candle closing bearish. Only problem is that 1 hour, man. Very nasty 1 hour. Back inside the range, 30-minute back inside the range. But would the 15 and 5-minute change of structure be enough? Potentially. But that's what we would need. That's what we would need, right? That would give us the opportunity. Just give me a sec. I need to go to the toilet and put my laptop on charge. And right about now, I've closed full. Close full there. About to close full soon, guys. You'll see it when I close full. I close full there. I'm done. No greediness. Nice, nice, nice. You know what? I'm done. I'm closing it here. There, closed. Beautiful push, 17 pips. Okay, I'm not greedy. I'm out. Let's go, guys. I'm out. Listen to the beautiful sound of close. And look what I did, because I'm a naughty trader. I added a second entry and we'll hear that close as well. Thank you very much. Coming very close to stop loss. I'm watching it. If this 1 minute doesn't reject, then it's gonna be me out. And yeah, that's me out. GG. Well done. Boom. That's what I'm talking about, guys. Let's go. You know what? I'm taking it, guys. I'm taking. I took it there. There we go. Nice. I'm out, guys. Let's go. Okay, here we go. I'm out. That's it. Finally. Thank you, gold. And TP is on the way. Let's go. You know what? I'm out, bitch. Thank you very much, sir. And right about now, I've closed full. Close full there. About to close full soon, guys. You'll see it when I close full. I close full there. I'm done. No greediness. Nice. You know what? I'm done. I'm closing it here. There, closed. Beautiful push, 17 pips. Okay, I'm not greedy. I'm out. Let's go, guys. I'm out. Listen. A little bit annoying with the DAX here, if I'm being honest. What if I just ran stop like this? In hindsight, it's easier, right? In hindsight, it's always easier. Yeah, but it's easier now to say, right? And then what price has no 1 minute structure comes back, retest exactly where your stop loss is, and you lose. 5 minutes for the 15 to close. Let's see what it wants to do. You just bought gold. Do you think it'll go up? I mean, you have probabilities if this 15 closes bullish, because you did close this back in the range, 1 hour close back in the range, 30 close back in the range. But this is a similar scenario. Who remembers this deja vu? We had a 30-minute level that was holding price down. We were trying to buy back up yesterday, and then eventually it just made its resistance and just absolutely melted late London. So that's the only thing I worry, is that we melt late London. So it depends a lot on this 15-minute candle, man. If this 5-minute break structure, it might be an issue, yeah. Can you explain? I don't see a buy. I'm not in a buy. I'm not in a buy. I might be looking for a sell if in 2 minutes this closes bearish and breaks this 5-minute. It can go for a buy, yep, for sure, with this 5-minute candle closing above here. Definitely it can work. No doubt about that. But this 15-minute candle is going to be important. Time for yen intervention. Just give me 1 second. Let me put my short. Let me put my short on GBP JPY, and then you can intervene the yen, please. If we get a 5-minute candle close above here, we can go run it to the daily resistance. I'm also contemplating thunderstorm if we have enough juice for a thunderstorm potentially. Let's see how this closes here. 1 minute. Check gold as well. GP, JPY or gold? This is gold I'm on right now. Are you gonna sell? Not if it closes bullish, no. Let's see this thunderstorm. Might be worth an aggressive shot. Get back up to that other orange line. We need a deep bottom wick though. This thunderstorm's not going to work without a good bottom wick. It's not bad. I want to see at least one 1 minute candle close bearish. Ugh. Because my plan is to go break off this high, which is quite dangerous already, to go break off this high to fill this wick for 4 points, which is the 50-minute high. So technically it doesn't have to go up until it breaks the 50-minute high, but it's just not enough, man. That's not enough. It's not enough. Especially for 30 point, 28 point stops. I mean, that's not even a 1-to-1. So like I said, you need the liquidity to be able to break through that high. Otherwise, you get in a bit of profit now. Now you're back in drawdown and you're like, shit, maybe I should have just waited for that 1 minute structure. Now you're stuck at 1 minute resistance. It's a whole drama. It's a whole drama. This is what I wanted to avoid, see? Because then now when you look at it logically, you think to yourself, fuck, it didn't even break the 50-minute high. So it's not even an active setup. And now you're holding this drawdown and you're crying a bit. Like, this is drawdown I hate to hold because I know I could have avoided it. Right? So that's why I want to see it come back down, deep retest, and then I can go break off high and get that continuation there. See what gold is doing here? So gold still managed to close 50-minute doji. Only problem with people who are in buys, that you guys were telling me you're in buys, is that we close below the range. Would have been better to close above the range. As long as you can hold this 1 minute kind of high low structure, you should be okay for your buys. The minute we break through this point here, like 205, if we start getting below 205, feel like we go for a deeper retrace. But this is similar to what happened yesterday on gold. We consolidated, we tried a few stabs towards the upside and eventually failed and followed bias. So I really want to be the man who follows bias. Let it take a couple of stabs towards the upside and then trade the downside move there, right? Let's go back to DAX and see what's happening here. So now we're starting to break through the highest high. Another option I have, which is quite nice, 2 minutes 30 seconds, we get a close above. I run tighter stop loss here, try to run back to daily resistance at least. A little bit late, but could work, right? Could work at least. Yesterday we just saw it move like a train. And if you think about it, we technically haven't had a big breakout. It's a big consolidation here with just one candle breakout so far. So it'd be nice to see a bit more. In a perfect world, coming back to retest here would be lovely. But, you know, sometimes we just want to follow momentum. Previous 1 hour just tapped. Yeah, I have it as this orange line. Mine drawn a little bit differently. Actually, it's the same. It's the same, just a little bit higher. There we go. So that's why I wanted to close above that previous 1 hour to take the buys. Gold back at 205s, trying to make some of that downside. Let's see if we want to get below here. 10 minutes for this candle is the only problem. If we do take it on a 5-minute candle close below, it is aggressive, but is it an option? Depends on the size of my balls on this current day, you know? Would lovely to have that 30-minute close just to confirm. This is very similar to what we saw yesterday, taking a couple of stabs. I won't be surprised to see it take one more stab towards the upside, maybe somewhere up here, then reject. That's the sell. Very similar to yesterday. Following bias. You're shorting gold? Potentially, yep. I might short gold, but it's not ready yet. It can bounce from here and it can take a little bit of a higher push right now from where it is. We are still holding that structure on 5-minute nicely. It's not alarming. And remember, I talked to you guys about that 1-minute structure. We're not even tested that, let alone break it. So until we break that, we're going to consolidate in here. Till we break this structure here, we're just going to consolidate and pick a direction eventually. Right? So we need to wait for this consolidation to resolve. So another thing I can expect is you'll get maybe like potentially if we come up here, you see this, there might be like one 1-minute candle that just randomly pushes through, retest into here, then fails, as long as we respect the support. Like I said, once we respect this support, now I'm doing full prediction mode. What I normally see, and this is what I've been studying on gold recently, how it likes to move is you'll see the break of the support. Instead of the straight continuation, it can happen, but you'll see it come back in the range, get the buyers interested again. Once that comes back in the range for the buyers to be interested, then you'll maybe see, and then we'll get the close. This should hopefully line up around the 15-minute, and then we can get that continuation down. How much percent you do in a month? How much you risk? So actually NY has been performing very well. I've been averaging 7% with NY. In London recently, I've been averaging 2 to 3%. But in the beginning of the year, I was averaging 10% in London. For the first 2 quarters, actually, I was averaging 6 to 7%. And then totally with NY, I was having 15% months. But that slowed down as we got into quarter 3, quarter 4. Quarter 3, I had a very rough quarter. So quarter was very rough for me, quarter 3. So I was up and down. I had one negative month, which was minus 1%. And I was negative that month for only London. So NY luckily made my month profitable, which I shared. But in London, I was negative 1%. And then I had a positive month, 2% month, and then in only London, we're only talking about London, and then I had a break-even month again. Yeah, so this is what I was talking about, not ready for the buys, right? All people taking buys, I said we needed to have a stronger 15-minute candle close, personally for me. If you're following your own plan, please do not take my advice. It is not relative to you. This is what you need to cut, Harry. Seriously? Thank you, Claudio. What is that exactly? What do I need to cut? It's very amazing, your record. Well done. Thank you. You know very well. Well, what, man? I don't understand. Did I say anything, Zoom chat, that Claudio is telling me I need to cut? Cut what? Where do you come from? I'm originally from England, but I was born in Dubai, man. So that's why my accent's a little bit weird. Remember what I said about the 1 minute? We come down first, and then we come back up. Remember? Remember? Who remembers this? This is now, we should maybe try trap, and then we get 50-minute candle close in 5 minutes. Possible for that setup. How much is your community? I don't have an open community at the moment, man. So But it used to be $70. Good morning from Manchester. How's the weather in Manchester? It should be cold this time of year. So even if you wanted to take it on 5 minutes, you can't because you don't have a close below just yet. When is it open again? I'm not sure. But what I've done is on my website, if you go to my website, we will launch a V2. There's just a little form. You can fill the form and it will just put your name. You'll get notified once we do, but I'm not sure yet. I'm still figuring out what I want to do. First trade in funded account and I lose. What a luck. It's not true, man. Wait for this week's video on Friday, not on Sunday, guys. I'm posting all the trades I took to pass my funded accounts, my ones. And you'll see my first trade was a 2% loss with a max drawdown limit of 5%. So I'm already almost halfway through my drawdown limit. First trade. First trade. I lost in my first trade and still passed the account under. I made 6% in I don't know. I bought the account on 17, passed on 2nd. So how many days is that? I don't know. Maybe 2 weeks. Similar to the first one, man. People were telling me first one was luck because I had 100% win rate. Was not. That's why I just did this. First 2 quarters, you had a 10% average, then 6 to 7% average, but NY was around 15%. Bro, you are the best trader in the world for real. I'm not the best trader in the world, man. I'm not the best trader in the world. 10% average on both sessions, not London, right? London, I had around a 5% average, 6% average, 6R average, right? Not percent R, because percentage doesn't mean anything if I'm risking 10%, right? If I'm risking 10% a trade, I can claim to you I made 50%, right? So that doesn't matter. NY session, with NY session, I had 15% months. Those were my best months. I had 2 15% months. Those were my best, which is very good for retail trading. How many do you have? Got a new funded? No, I just stacked more funded accounts to have more funded capital. So same with the same prop firm. Can we take S2 and 5? Let me have a look, man. Yeah, we're pulling back quite nicely here to retest the range. Bro, I need help. Please see my comments. Well, I don't know how you need help if that's your comment. So you help me help you by reposting your comment. He wants you to cut the trading and just make it spin the wheel stream. Could you imagine? How long will it take me to reach your level? I'm trading 9 months. Your goal is to make, like, in both sessions. I think it's very achievable and what I've seen with the guys. So if you go here and see what the guys are doing, because to get like me, that's after years. So their first payouts they're getting is like $1,000. This is their average first payout, 1,200 first payout. These guys, this guy's been trading for about, he spoke to me about a year ago, so it took him a year to get good at the skill. But $1,000 on a 50k account is very good as a first payout. Him as well, first payout. And then we've had also some first payouts of again 1,900, 2,000. So for me, 2,300. My first payouts were never that big because I wasn't trading funded. So I first got paid out around $100 from my personal account. Bro, I need $100. Please help me today. Brother, you're a fucking man. Be a man. Don't go begging for money. Shit, man. Can you believe it? A man is begging for money? What are you doing, man? You have internet, a connection, and the ability to join a stream. and you're asking for $100, be a man. You're a man. You don't beg. As a man, you don't beg. You work. You work and you figure that shit out yourself. Never beg. Never. You're a man, brother. Make sure to understand that. So we'll see here. This 15-minute close. No bottom wick at the moment. Check gold here. 15 ended up not closing below here. Weak bearish. Lot of choppy price action, man. I think I'm gonna call it. Plan remains the same. If we can get a close below here, just imagine she's a woman. I would be very surprised a woman beg. You know, I've never had a woman beg to me. Only men. Only men DM me daily. They are begging for me for money, begging for me $50 daily. But not one woman has begged for money. Right? So it's the fucking men. That's why I'm automatically assumed he's a man. Think about it. I know there's of course woman beggars. That's definitely a thing. And you know, they come with their kids and they need money and stuff like that, you know. But the guys who are just like stupid begging, they're all men. Because they, of course, you know, women deceive as well. It works both ways. But this guy has an internet connection, the ability to watch a stream, but he still decides to beg. So it just makes me... Anyways, I'm going to call it. Right? Yeah, there's a difference between a man and a rayal. In Arabic, in Dubai, we call it rayal. Rajal, we call it as well in other Arabic. Just trade, stop lecturing us. Womp, womp, bro. Womp, womp. Stop lecturing. Womp, womp. I think he wants you to help him earn $100 in trading. Yeah, I'll help him earn that, no problem. If he wants to cooperate, no problem. So yeah, sell plan is still valid, but I need to see a good 5-minute candle close below here. That's my plan. On DAX, I want to see bullish candles, but no bottom wick. We could check broker. Sometimes broker will have a bottom wick in this scenario. No, it doesn't, unfortunately, and a gap up. So yeah, I need to wait for that. So DAX, we could look for buys back above here. The problem is no bottom wick. So if we could get the next candle to make a bottom wick would be great. Getting a bit late now. I'm going to tell you the plan. If the trades come after stream, don't blame me, guys. Here's the key I'm giving you now. The key to make money right now. Gold. If you get a 15-minute candle close below here, much better. Much better to get a 15-minute candle close below. 5-minute candle close below the range here as well will be great. If you want to go aggressive, a good 5-minute candle close might be enough. I don't like the way we're rejecting these 1-minute structure here, so maybe not just yet. But definitely a 15 I think would be very similar to yesterday, guys. Very similar pattern to yesterday where we start to roll over. You see, candles get weaker and then boom, we just collapse. So if we could see that, I would be interested. Apart from that, that is my only plan on gold. If it starts to make its way towards the upside, then I'll let it do that. And then New York, I take buys. Bottom wick here, support candle formation. If we get a change of structure, would be even juicier. I'd look for buys back towards the highs, and that's my plan. So we gave it a shot today, but I think overall today we did an amazing thing by making sure to manage the trade here. If we didn't manage the trade, we would have lost. This is something we've learned. So take value in that. You know, it would have been nice if we got a little bit more. We had 20 pips in profit. 20 pips wasn't enough for me to close. If it's enough for you to close, good for you, but it's just not enough for me to close. I'm not going to close early just to count it as a win. That's not my style. So appreciate you all showing up as always. Let's have a good New York session today. Continue like yesterday. And yeah, appreciate you all. Have an amazing rest of your day. Much love, and hopefully catch you guys very, very soon. All right. Peace. Cheers, guys. Cheers. Oh shit. Wrong thing.